Just gonna go live. Let's go live. Okay. Be right back. Well, come on in, everybody. The water's warm. Water's warm for this special live stream. I have the 4 p.m. more of my hearing my voice come back to me right now, showing how quickly I've set this up without. There we go. Fix that. Anyways, come on in. I have my I still have the 4 p.m. show I'm going to do. My daily show I'm going to do. This is a special show. Hot takes and other things. Oh, my sinuses are really, really acting up. It's the morning. I have not to talk about my own health issues, but I have a lifelong issue with overactive sinuses. I wake up with a cold every morning. And it clears up usually by the early afternoon. So anyways, so there's people in my life who just like managed to just completely piss me off at this point. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna have a conversation actually with one of you. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk to somebody in my life who has expressed concern over my mental health. I'm not gonna mention your name, but but you're gonna know who you are, and you're gonna. This is kind of. This is it's like a. Sorry. This was like a strange thing to do. I suppose, is to talk to you publicly without mentioning who you are. But maybe I thought about this. I was thinking about it for like the last 15 minutes before I pushed the button to go live. I was thinking, I don't know, maybe my thoughts will help other people in their conversations with other similar people in their life who are calling them crazy. Crazy. That word, crazy. Yeah, so the accusation's made, right? Implicitly. Like you're like, Mike, are you doing okay? Do you need someone to talk to? I do need someone to talk to. Ooh. No. I talk to people all day, actually. I don't have a dearth of people to talk to, so no. So there's, so the answer to that question is no. I have plenty of people I can talk to. I have wonderful shoulders to cry on in my life. So thank you though. Thank you for your. We'll talk about why you might have asked that question and what I think it might say about your psychology as we move forward. But the answer to that question is no. No, I don't need someone to talk to. I have my whole audience right now to talk to. I have all the lovely people who are watching this live stream. Hello. So no, I don't need someone to talk to. Do you? So your concern for my mental health. It's I don't think it's necessarily real, in the sense that like you actually like genuinely think that I've had some sort of like psychological break. Do you really think that? I guess it depends on what one's definition of psychological break is. If it's that I've like broken away from the notion that things are normal, I've certainly broken away from that notion. I guess that's a psychological break of a kind that I'm sort of, as a sort of a matter of general habit, not accepting that the world I live in is something that I should consider normal, that I should normalize, that I should act as if things are normal. So No, I'm not acting that way, I suppose. So I guess so from your vantage, since you are acting like everything is normal, that I'm acting in a way that is could be described as abnormal. And I guess like from that vantage, you might worry, okay, so Mike's acting abnormally. He doesn't normally act like this. Normally he's more composed than this, and yet I see him screaming into his microphone on these live streams. What is he doing? Why is he so disturbed? What has rattled him in this way? Right. Maybe I should ask Mike if he needs a teddy bear. Why is Mike? In fact, why is Mike acting so seriously right now? I mean, this is strange. He's like talking to me. He's not telling his audience who I am. I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't change his mind by the end of this, by this live stream and say the name out loud. Don't worry, I won't. Don't worry. I want you to listen to what I'm saying. So I don't want you to be like shaking in your boots the whole fucking time that I'm just going to say your name publicly. But anyways, on the question of my mental health, coming back, it does need to be said. I mean, like to you and others, like in my life, if you're like considering checking in on my mental health, like this is like I'm offering this one-time gesture where to like anyone who knows me, like right, if like you're considering DMing me right now or sending me a text message and checking in and asking me if I'm okay, I want you to like just understand this. Just consider yourself warned that what I will do is I'll come on the live stream again, as I've done right now, and with in a somewhat more irritated register than I am now, proceed to rhetorically destroy you and name you publicly. Just like, I will do this. So, and maybe you think this is more proof that I've lost my mind. And perhaps, maybe that's me. Maybe we can update our Bayesian priors on that one. Actually, I want to tell, I'll tell you maybe, and my audience why I think it's important to take this stance right now, because I won't this idea like I know I note that you've also said that I should humble myself, that I need to be, you've tried to give me some advice that maybe if I acted with more humble, if I stopped acting like I literally knew everything, if I thought I knew everything about the world, that I was smarter than other people, then maybe people would take me seriously. Well, okay, that's fair. We hear this. It's like the standard thing, Mike, you're being smug. Mike, this is Mike, you're just like Mike, you're insufferable. Like, aren't you open? Seriously. I don't know what to say. The second that you say something like this to another person, like, just to be clear, like let's have a lesson. Let's have a lesson for everyone about like psychology and like what this says and like the principle of charity. When you say things like this, you're playing what I've referred to in like some of my writing, like around argumentation. I wrote a whole essay on some on having these debates with people in Bitcoin. This is a status dominance game you're playing, you see, when you do this, right? What you're doing is you're putting yourself in sort of this primary judgment position in between you and the other person, and when you do that, it's a way of controlling. It's a form of emotional control, and so like I understand this, right? I'm not sure you do. You're trying to convince me, right, that I should humble myself, that like maybe I don't understand all the things that you understand, and like maybe that's why I can maybe I'm listening to the liberal press too much, and maybe that's like my problem. Maybe I should be more open to the idea that Tim Pool knows what the fuck he's talking about. Like, Jesus Christ. I should, like, I should humble myself. I mean, please, 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 motherfucker, please, 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 motherfucker. I'm just like, this, like, I mean, like, yeah, so you play these like status dominance games, right? Like to sort of establish yourself as an objective observer that you could like presume to legislate on what's true, presume to legislate on the idea that I might not know what I'm talking about, presume to legislate on my mental health, that I should like somehow as sort of that I should take some like epistemic average like between our two respective positions and like respect the idea that maybe you have a point, maybe I have lost my mind. Yeah, maybe that's what's going on here. Sure. Anything's possible, I suppose, right? I mean, if we're going to be a good scientist about it, I suppose it's true. I suppose it could be true. That I've landed on such well constructed self delusion as to believe that actually I do think I know what the fuck I'm talking about and that you don't. I don't know what else to say, but thank you of course for your concern, your strapping concern, your romantic concern for my like general mental health. Thank you for that. Of course. I extend the gratitude and the warning, of course, that I will rhetorically destroy you if you persist. I will mention your name. I will mention your name, and then I will share with the world my opinions about your worldview and your connection to it and the things you've done. I will do all of this. I suspect you won't like what I have to say. You already have some preview of what I might likely to say and some of the arguments we've had. So you could imagine it would be quite embarrassing for you. I don't actually really think that you have a response to anything I have to say because you haven't actually made an argument to anything I have to say. So, and I think when people evaluate, the steel man of your position relative to like to my argument, like rigorously defended and robustly advanced, I don't think the world is going to agree that like I am the insufferable party here. So, here's the thing, like I don't care really how what I'm doing right now makes me look. I can make guesses about like how people, what people are thinking about like, about me right now and like, various vantage. Some people are shouting with great approbation that they're glad that I'm saying these things and that they relate to feeling this way, and that's fun. But I also know that there's some people looking at this right now and they find the way that I'm talking right now, the way my intonation, the sort of the flow of my voice, like the way I'm coming off right now is like quite disturbing. And there's something like unnerving about it, and like and that's like that's like human nature, right? Like we have our lizard brains, and your lizard brain is like looking at my behavior right now, and they notice something. There's someone this man who's like talking to me through this screen, and he's very activated. He's like very serious in a very kind of worrying way. Serious people who get this serious. It's like there's something wrong or something. Yes, yes, that's exactly right. Your lizard brain is functioning correctly in that sense, and so like you get that worry inside you, like based on like how I'm behaving right now, and it makes sense. I understand it. You can tell that I'm a quite adept study of human nature. That like, so if you think that I lack emotional intelligence or something like that, I don't know what to say to you. So to the extent that like anyone thinks that my behavior right now lacks emotional intelligence, I must confess that like you might be mistaken for the fact that like I am simply like just disconcerted with how I am perceived right now. It's like it's my look. The whole world is like about to like become turned upside down. And like, I think it's like, I'm just like thinking about this existentially, right? Like Camus, like one must imagine Sisyphus happy, right? And I just choose in this moment to go on the record and let humanity know, and let history know that this is how I felt at this moment. I think when the future looks back on this moment and they hear me speaking and they compare everyone else's reactions, I think this is what I think. I'm betting on this, that those people are going to be like, this Mike Brock guy was actually quite calm, like all things considered. So I mean, I think yeah. So we want to definitely, I think, uh, thank people for their concern, like over my mental health, right? Anyways, are there any questions? I mean, I just started recording, and I know, I mean, people are still kind of coming in, and we're streaming on both we're streaming on both X and Substack. I can see both chats, so if anyone has any questions, anything they'd like me to address, if anything from like the recent live streams I've done. I may have to take a brief break and come back, because I didn't really like plan this, and so I might need a bio break, like, quickly, and then I'll come back. We'll chat for a little while. In fact, why don't I do that now? So I don't. Why doesn't the audience think about whether or not they have any questions or any topics? And I'm gonna take a brief break, and then I'm gonna return to the microphone and very briefly. Be right back. And we're back. Thanks for waiting. Just checking the chat. No one wants to. People are typing some things in there. Where were we? We were talking. Yeah, well, we were talking to this person in my life that was of the general, expressing worry for my mental health. I'm this is going to seem maybe a bit like table turning, but I mean, I'm concerned for your mental health, actually. I mean, if like, you sort of represent your true understanding of the world as you seem to come off. I mean, then, oh my God, the rude awakening you're in for is just, one I can't imagine like my world becoming so topsy turvy in perspective as yours is about to become, as reality sets in. Get back at you, my friend, right? Back at you, concern for your mental health. Anyways, hey Jay Berg, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream, special live stream. We're just having a friendly discussion, just about, the the new rules that like anybody who questions my mental health publicly or privately is going to, we're gonna talk about it here. We're gonna have a public conversation about my mental health. That's what the topic's going to be. That's what we're going to do. And so, I mean, we're gonna talk about their mental health. And it's gonna be very, very fun and interesting. So how about instead of talking about people's mental health, we talk about what's going on in society, which is the fact that we're in danger, right? We're in danger. We talked about this. You guys see the live streams of the last. Stuart has a question. Do you have to take the bait? Isn't that what it is? I get accused of having Trump derangement syndrome. Yeah, well, I did take the. I don't think I took the bait. Actually, I think I did the opposite of the bait. What the person wanted me to do was to engage them in a conversation where they could sort of feign concern for me. In which case they could play a status dominance game with me. And you see, so what I did was I escalated, you see, by by refusing the gesture and then starting this live stream. So I see your concern, but I don't think that that's how it played out. I actually think the person's probably quite regretting the fact that they questioned my mental health right now. But I understand the concern. Um, what do people want to talk about? What should we get into? There's so much to talk about. There's so much. There's just like we got the eternal now to waste on on fun topics of discussion. I was trying to experiment last night with getting people to to suggest reasons that I should calm down. Does anyone does anyone think I should calm down? I want to hear from this person. I want to hear from the person that thinks that I should be calmer than I am right now. This is the discussion that I want to have. I don't think of all the conversations that I want to have, like the Socrates in me, right? It's like my Socratic sense is like I think I want to sit down on a park bench with someone who thinks I should calm down, and I want to have a calm conversation with them about why Mike Brock should calm down. Let's pretend we're having this conversation, right? It's like what is calm? What does that mean? What is it? What are you trying to imply by I should calm down? Is it? It doesn't seem to me that I'm like dysregulated in any way, right? I'm thinking clearly, right? My words are coming, they're coherent, right? Generally, like when people are so emotionally activated that they're overly stimulated, that they're that the sort of the fear center of their brain is like firing, like normally, like they're not, like, people aren't really good at being like articulate and sort of like attentive and emotionally intelligent. And so if you say calm down, like into that atmosphere, right? Then you're sort of like, well, what does calm mean, right? What you must be then, what you must be suggesting actually is not something that's like related to my emotions, like to like sort of some sort of concern for like emotional dysregulation. What you must be saying actually is sort of my my sort of like like normative emotional state. You're talking about my normative emotional state. The sort of the, like, when one feels anger for justifiable reason, or one feels sort of like rational fear. So okay, so now you're arguing with my normative emotions. I should calm down. Okay, so I see. So what you're doing here is you're disagreeing with my sort of my normative emotional sense that like I should feel justifiable danger and worry for, society at large, that like I think it might be necessary to start live streaming on the internet and just sharing with anyone who wants to listen to me my perspective as just sort of, just being a responsible citizen, like doing the whole town crier thing. And so like what so you're arguing with my normative emotional state, and you're like, well, maybe it's not so bad, right? Maybe it's not so bad. We should talk about that. We should certainly talk about that if you think it's not so bad. So so we should calm down is what we should do. I mean, um, um, yeah. So this is like this is a fascinating conversation, you see, right? It's fascinating to go really deep into like what people mean by these things, right? Like, well, what are the implications of these words? Do people think about the things that they say? I mean, I do. I think hopefully I'm demonstrating some thoughtfulness in my choice of words as I speak. I mean, are you thoughtful of the words you speak, or are you just repeating other things that other people say that you think other people want to hear? Is that perhaps what you're doing? I don't think that's what I'm doing. I don't really give a fuck what you want to hear. I'm telling you what I want to say, and that's what's happening right now. And what I want to say to you in this moment is that I am not going to calm down in the normative emotional sense. In fact, I am going to choose to remain very much outraged at what has become of our country, what is being done in our name, what is being allowed to happen to innocent men, women, and children right now, across the world, and it is not morally defensible, legally defensible. And so I will not be told to calm down. I will not be asked to humble myself. I will not be asked. I won't be asked to consider that I should become somewhat more sufferable to the opinions of others, that I should stop being insufferable. I hear this criticism. I hear the accusations of sort of, sort of a lack of emotional intelligence, a failure to read the room, all of the things that like people might suggest is very noteworthy, and about my behavior that seems so different than how most people act at most times. Yes, like maybe we should pay attention to what Mike Brock is saying, given the fact that he seems so invested in not giving a shit about what literally anyone thinks. I mean, when someone who does that, maybe the reason they're doing it is not because they lost their mind, but maybe there's a much more simple explanation. And maybe the explanation is that the guy gives a shit about what happens to everyone. That's what he cares about. And like maybe that explains his behavior. I mean, maybe actually, as opposed to the notion that Mike Brock has lost his mind, maybe he is actually the only one who has his wits about himself. Maybe that's actually the the better explanation. I mean, I put forward the proposition. I mean, it's what I think to be the case, and so I mean, if I'm wrong about that, I have clearly lost my mind. So we're just having a special live stream here, ladies and gentlemen. There's no plans. There's no plans on what to talk about. For those who've joined recently, we've been talking about people who are concerned for my mental health, people who think I should calm down. we've been exploring these notions together, and going deep into the philosophy, and the psychology of these conversations, talking about the mind, and whether one has lost or found it. Where is the mind? Should we get into the hard problem of consciousness? Should we talk about Chalmers? Deepak Chopra? I mean, I have written a lot about the philosophy of consciousness. We can have a fun conversation there. We're just talking. We're just having a conversation, right? Conversation at the end of the world. You know, someone's got to play the music, right? On the deck of the Titanic, right? You know, keep the people calm. I mean, anyways. Has Mike Bronk lost his mind? It's a serious existential question, right? I mean, guys, if we're gonna start marching our way into existentialist philosophy. You know, maybe. Where do we go with this? This laughter is existential amusement. It's what it is. This is me. This is me making. I mean, one must imagine Sisyphus happy, right? It's not, that's what this is. We're not making light of things. We're being very serious, but existential amusement as we take things like very, very seriously. We could talk about my metaphysics white paper on dual aspect monism. What I think the implications are there, right? For quantum physics. One of my big research projects this year. Maybe some of you guys have seen some of that. I know it's from the circus. Anyways, like I said, there's no plans. There's no. I didn't have any structure that have been planned for this conversation. We're just gonna go with it, right? I mean, you told me to talk about Spinoza, Deus Sive Natura. I mean, it's like, I'm not. The thing is like I don't know where to go right now, right? So let's just recap. Let's recenter ourselves. Let's do mindfulness. This is where we center ourselves. Where am I right now? I'm in Los Angeles. It's warm outside. The dog outside is howling. What's in that? The howling dog. Not my dog. Not my dog's neighbor. Like we are like the thing about this moment, right? The social psychology of this moment is just like absolutely fascinating. I mean, I may have to stop writing my book on meaning and start writing a book right now on the social psychology of this moment. Because, sorry, I got a little gas. Because the social psychology of this moment is just madness. I mean, I wrote about this, right? I think it's my first. Sorry, I'm just bring up a web browser here. It's my third most read article, "The Emergency We Cannot Feel on the Psychological Unreadiness for American Collapse." I mean, I wrote about this. I mean, it's funny, like right now, right? That I'm here, sort of like in the middle of like what I predicted. This is what I predicted. I wrote about this on May 21st, 2025, that there was going to come this like moment where the bottom fell out and everyone was gonna just like fucking realize that this is like actually like fascism, and that like the world is like actually falling apart, and that we're actually spiraling into the abyss, and like you're just gonna like be in this moment where like people just don't like they don't understand it, right? Like the like the you know it's like, you know, you've seen the movie Titanic, right? About like how the iceberg strikes, right? And this is where we are, right? Like so the iceberg strikes the ship, and it, you know, tears a hole through, you know, this ship was like built to be unsinkable. It had these like, you know, these sealable compartments, but the actual damage around across the ship was so significant that it kind of blew right through those safeguards, and it created this sort of like this unsink this sort of this the way it was marketed by the White Star Line that built the ship, that it was unsinkable. Um, Created this sort of psychological effect among sort of the elite passengers. They're like, well, I mean, so surely the ship isn't going to sink. Surely, right? It's unsinkable. It's unsinkable ship. And so, like, you know, like the first, like, you know, like what, I mean, I don't know, like first like 30-45 minutes of like after the icebergs, like, you know, had hit the Titanic, you know, most people on the ship were still kind of just like not actually like really fucking believing like how bad it's going to be, right? You know, there's like, you know, the chief architect, the engineer of the ship, was on board the Titanic, and I think he was one of the first people to recognize what was going to happen. So I'm kind of like you know, so I'm kind of like you know, I guess he was probably the Cassandra, you know, at least for like 20 or 30 minutes, and like, you know, and so like, you know, I'm just like trying to like mirror the sinking Titanic to sort of like like think about like where we are sort of psychology. So we're all kind of passengers on a ship if you really think about it. And so yeah, um so I mean that's, I think, like, you know, I can imagine that's where I kind of like I feel like I am right now. Like I'm kind of like the engineer on the ship, and I'm like, you know, there's I've done the math here, and ship's gonna sink. and then and like you know, and you got the like elites like walking through the halls, being like, oh, surely not. Have you not heard what they said in the press? This is the unsinkable Titanic. It has completely unrivaled technology that will absolutely ensure that we survive this minor catastrophe that has happened off the starboard bow. Like this is like, I mean, and I mean, like, and like in this case, right, like the iceberg that has sort of struck the ship, is, well, I mean, it's the energy shock, right? That we've put into the system. We've taken like what, like a fifth to a quarter of like you know, oil inputs out of the global energy supply chain for like better part of the last month. So I mean, you know, that's a lot. I mean, like, I don't think people understand this, right? I mean, you know, this is like, I mean, I mean, just like I'm trying to like, I'm just look, I mean, the reason why I hesitate is like not because I don't have the words. It's because like it's like, again, like, you know, I mean, one doesn't want to sound crazy, but I mean, like, it's catastrophic. This is a catastrophe. This is a catastrophe, and like in like the most like, you know, someone last night on X like argued with me about using the word catastrophe, and like, so, you know, okay. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, so we've like, look, so like we're taking on water. That's the thing. We're taking on water. The ship is surely going to sink, the economy that is. Um and like, um what we should really be doing right now, understanding this, if we were sensible, is we would be acting in ways to protect ourselves. And the first thing we would do is we would remove the drunk captain who is continuing, who actually is actually going to steer the ship into a second iceberg and accelerate the sinking. He seems quite intent on doing this, you see, because like he feels the iceberg has insulted him in some way, and he has, he has malignant narcissism, and like he's not going to let the iceberg, have the better deal. But the thing is that like we don't want to hit the second iceberg like the rest of us. Like his sort of need for narcissistic supply is I mean I don't think should be primary to our moral concern that like we don't die. That's how I view the matter. And yet I noticed that the people that could like actually like change who the captain is, like are members of Congress. I mean, this doesn't occur to them. It's just like impeachment. Impeachment. Are you crazy? Are you mad? Everyone knows that won't work. I mean, um, um, what should we? Who wants to? Do you want to talk about my mental health? Is that what we should talk about right now? Are there any MFTs or psychologists out there who want to jump on the stream? We'll have a conversation about my mental health. What's going on? What's going on, everyone? We got more people watching. Got some people watching. Got some people watching on X and on Substack. We're also streaming on YouTube, although I haven't really like kind of worked on my YouTube channel. Maybe I should, So, like I said, there's no plans. There's no plans for this live stream. We're just jiving. We're just jiving. We're just being here together. We're being here together at the end of the world. That's what we're doing. Paula asks, Mike, are you going to protest on No King's Day? Well, yes, of course. Are you fucking kidding me? I go to all the fucking protests here in LA. Who do you think I am? I'm serious about this shit. Sorry, I don't mean to be flippant. I mean, I'm just it's like what else is happening? Should we check in on Twitter? What's going on? What's going on X? What's going on Elon's platform? Maybe it'll give us something to go. Oh, look at all the things. Look at all the things. What are going on here? What should we reply to? What should we respond? We got the ice. We have ice in the airports now. Isn't this is what we all wanted? This is great. Like this, guys, it's been wait. I just could not wait for this moment to have ice to be at the airports with the TSA. Look, the ice is already tackling people in the airports. So we have, where is this happening? This is happening at San Francisco. This is happening at San Francisco SFO. Where I used to live. I mean, it's like they're tackling people at the airport. Of course. I mean, yes. I mean, guys, like Mike, why do you have a problem with enforcing the law, Mike? Why don't you agree that we should enforce immigration law, Mike? What is your problem? Do you have an issue with immigration and customs enforcement? Surely you think. Surely, are you one of those defund the police people, Mike? Anyway, so we have ice. We have ice at the airports. At the airports. What? Okay. What else? We'll just live react. I'll just gain content for you guys by just live reacting to things, scrolling through here. What's going on? It's got a story here from the Bulwark about how Trump destroyed the EV industry right when we need it. I mean, this is the. I mean, we should talk about this one, right? I mean, it's like, it's like we have an oil crisis. We have an oil crisis. And one of the things we had going for us as a country is we were having a battery electric boom in this country that was being perpetuated, funnily enough, like by one of Trump's allies, Elon Musk. A weird irony of this moment, I think. And then as soon as Trump was elected, he got to work destroying this, you see, and trying to move us back to oil and coal. It's like. And the libertarians, you see, like even the ones that like understand that this is stupid are like, well, I much prefer it this way because then the market will make the choice. You see, the market is pure. It's normatively pure. Whatever the market chooses is good. How can you not understand this, Mike? Anything else is government manipulation. We're libertarians and we're so principled about these things. Okay, so you guys see that I'm debating Curtis Yarvin, the Bitcoin conference next month? That's gonna be fun. We're gonna debate Curtis Yarvin. He thinks we should become a dictatorship. He's gonna explain how I foolishly just don't see the true oligarchy that hides behind that's in place by this cathedral of elite control, of sort of elite power games behind the scenes. There's no point to democracy once you embrace this reality of power. He's going to tell me all about this. I'm going to have to defend liberalism's failure. Well, I mean, I won't defend it at all, really. I think liberalism is great. I think it's the abandonment of liberalism that has destroyed this country, including by people who call themselves liberals. We can talk about them. What else? What are people talking about? You know, it's interesting. It's interesting that to watch. I mean, I don't. I mean, some of my friends in the international human rights movement, and I have many friends in that world. It's just I don't understand why they insist on trying to work with this Trump regime on their pursuit. It's. I mean, I've done my best to try and dissuade them of this notion, but they persist in getting humiliated. I don't know what to do. Okay. The Netanyahu regime is. I mean, I feel like I think I've lost quite a few subscribers with my increase in attacks on Netanyahu and the Likud and the Israeli far right. Some of my subscribers have been unhappy with that. Sorry. Don't know what you want me to say. I mean, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm just telling people what I think is true. I mean, I don't understand how someone could be uncomfortable, Jewish or not, of criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, he's a crook. I don't even think he's religious. Like, I really don't. I mean, I don't think he gives a shit about the Jewish faith at all. Like, I think it's an act for him. I actually think he's a sociopath. I think he's as much a fake Jew as Trump is a fake Christian. That's what I think. If that offends you, I don't give a shit. So, it's my opinion. It's my opinion. We have the First Amendment in this country. Fuck you. If you say, I swear to God, if you say, I don't care, friend or foe, if you call me anti-Semitic, I'm going to destroy you. I will rhetorically destroy you. You've seen what I can do. I will spare no efforts. If you call me anti-Semitic, fuck you. I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, the interesting thing, this funding fight, right? I think that no one's really thinking about, right, on either the left or the right, is, or maybe they are. I mean, who knows? In Congress, but I mean, at some point, I mean, like, like the Pentagon's going to run out of money without congressional appropriations, right? Like, I mean, I mean, things will get really interesting. Like when you have suddenly have unpaid resources in theater. I mean, to be clear, I don't think that like Congress should. I don't think the Democrats should give on funding. I mean, the military chose to follow these illegal orders after all. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, like, people got to take responsibility for the world they live in, and like the generals and the officer corps and the Pentagon, like, they must know. Like, everyone must know. Are they on Signal group chats, like, discussing this? Like, I mean, this whole war violates Article 1 of the Constitution. Prosecuting a war under color of false authority under the Constitution's, means what's got to be quite a few statutes that if we actually read them honestly, right, in the U.S. Code and then in the Uniform Code of Military Justice, I'm sure there's some arguments to be made for criminal charges and court-martial general. I mean, I know this is a very uncomfortable conversation, everybody, and this is a very uncomfortable time. Like I said, I don't care. I don't care what you think. If you think this means I'm being unpatriotic, I don't. I mean, I think, like, honestly, what would be patriotic would be members of the armed forces standing up and refusing to follow illegal orders. That's what I think. It's my opinion. I think that would be very patriotic. I would applaud them, and I would consider them patriots if they did that. I won't have my patriotism questioned either. If you question my patriotism, I swear to God, I will rhetorically destroy you. Fuck you. What else is going on? What else is going on out there? We have, how many people we got watching now? You know, we got a few, got over 100 now on X. How's it everyone going? How's it going, X? I'm watching the chat, by the way. You can say hi. Have a conversation. My opinion, for what it's worth, is that this government has become completely illegitimate. This is an illegitimate government. I think when historians look back at this moment, I think it will be hard to believe, that this executive branch, the machinery of government, the machinery of power, the machinery of state power was commandeered by Donald Trump and those around him, and a criminal oligarch class seized control of it and proceeded to ignore courts, flagrantly violate the law. I mean, like everything we see, like everything it does, like everything we look at, right? Like even if it's like the government social media accounts, which are just like engaged in pure political propaganda, which violates the Hatch Act. So like the Hatch Act just doesn't apply. It's like it's a suggestion. Apparently, the law is a suggestion to the executive branch. It's become a suggestion. They can choose whether they think it's politically palatable among the public. So the public. So this is like, think about like what has actually happened. Right? Is that like the government breaks laws. So the Hatch Act is an example of a law that the government now just breaks, and everyone just agrees that like no one cares about the Hatch Act anymore. Hatch Act, so it's like Mike, like Hatch Act violations aren't enforced. You can't be serious. You're complaining about Hatch Act violations on the government social media. I mean, like that is normalizing law breaking by the executive when you do that. Same thing with the Department of War. Right? Like everyone understands that it is illegal that the government, that the executive branch calls it the Department of War, that all of the signs that they've put up like break the law. But like the media is like, guys, like everyone knows that that's a law that isn't enforced anymore. It's a law, you know, to use like an old, like, you know, an English word, it's in desuetude. These legal things have been moved into desuetude by executive fiat, Mike. Like surely you see that. I mean, this is like, I mean, what are we talking about? We're like the fact that like someone like me, like I'm being like, I'm just like, I'm nitpicking at these things. The Hatch Act, Mike, the statute that names the Department of Defense, the Department of Defense, the like, Mike, you're just like nitpicking at like laws that really aren't that important, Mike. I mean, it's not murder after all, even though the government is committing murder right now. ICE has murdered people, and we murdered a bunch of schoolgirls in Tehran. So I mean, it's not like it's murder, Mike, that the government is like. But I mean, guys, we can't be fucking serious, right? Like the government's been couped. We've had a coup in this country. That's what it is, right? I mean. Like the founders would be, I mean, this idea that like, oh, there's this sort of like, you know, the emergency powers doctrines that we have, yes, oh fuck, they said the presumption of constitutionality, Justice Barrett, we must presume that the God, when the executive acts, right, it acts with a presumption of constitutionality, right, at the apex of its power, of its acting authority. Us conservative justices have such a prudent view of constitutional interpretation and the contours of the separation of powers. Mike, you don't have a law degree, you wouldn't understand. Oh my God, it's insane. It's insane what we've like talked ourselves into as a country. It's like insane. Amy Coney Barrett. The unitary executive theory. Like I mean, yeah, the emoluments clause. I mean, the Qatari jet that was donated to Donald Trump. I mean, that violates the emoluments clause. It violates this idea that because it's donated to his presidential library, like that there's something like, what are you talking about? Possession is 9/10 of the law. Isn't that what we used to say, like in court, right? Like it doesn't fucking matter the way you've sort of contracted its formal ownership structure. It violates the emoluments clause. What are we talking about? We have to fire all the lawyers. I'm glad that LLMs are going to put lawyers out of business for this reason right here. The fact that there's lawyers out there in your profession, I'm sorry, with your fancy Ivy League degrees that would make that argument. You're unserious. Fuck your law papers. Fuck the case law. That makes no sense. It makes no sense. I'm sorry. I mean, you criticize the common law living tree doctrine. and suggest that that you practice textualism and like a doctrine of like original intent interpretation in your jurisprudential theory. I mean, like, and you're gonna tell me that I don't have a law degree and that you're gonna explain to me that like I lack the nuanced understanding, like to see through the vacuousness and the stupidity and the obscurantism of these conservative legal arguments. They're all bullshit. It's all bullshit. We should impeach all these conservative justices when we get back power, and we must erase the arson of their jurisprudence that they have done upon this. The Federalist Society, all these motherfuckers, the Heritage Foundation. Like, what the actual fuck are we talking about? I swear to God, I don't care who you are. I don't care how many doctorates in law you have. I don't care. You're wrong about this. You're 100% wrong. I will debate you any fucking day. I don't care. Mike, why are you so smug? Why are you so insufferable? You don't have a law degree. Who are you to talk about this? Okay, tell me more. Anyways, the unitary executive theory. You know, just like this, I mean, like that, yes, because like I mean, like, guys, what are we talking? So I'm trying to get comfortable here. I understand. I'm getting uncomfortable in my seat just thinking about the fact that people actually believe this. They actually believe this. That like, you know, that Pendleton Act we passed in the late 19th century to create a professional merit-based bureaucracy. You know, after the assassination of President Garfield. What that did did something really dangerous. We created this administrative state, you see, and the administrative state became captured by liberals. And then you know what happened? You know what happened? After we tried to steal the country the first time, this motherfucker, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, came along, and you know what he did? He did this New Deal. And he undid all of our hard work, you see, and the Gilded Age that we had established, and they expanded on this Pendleton Act, and they passed the Civil Service Reform Act, and they made it even harder for us to steal the executive branch and bring it under the control of the oligarchy. So you know what we did? You know what we did after Nixon got impeached? Well, we got together. And we started the conservative legal movement. And you know, this time we would take control of the Supreme Court. We would take complete control of the Supreme Court. We would get our first victory. We would get Antonin Scalia onto the court. And Clarence Thomas. I mean, this is what happened. Like, you can say that I'm engaged in a conspiracy theory here, but I mean, like, it's not actually a conspiracy theory. I mean, ask ChatGPT about this. It'll probably be like, yes, that's true. What he says is true. When you add it to the facts, put it into an LLM. I dare you. This is basically what happened. Like, the entire conservative legal profession is full of shit. It just is. I don't care. I don't care about your Stanford law degree. I'll come to Stanford Law and I will discuss this with you, the faculty. We should have a conversation about this. I don't care about your credentials. I don't care. You're wrong. You're 100% wrong. I want to hear it. I've read it all. I've spent years. You have no idea how deep I am into the literature of conservative legal theory. This is like, I bet I know more about it than you, and that's the irony. And I'm no lawyer. I haven't passed any bar exam. I've looked at it myself, and I've come to the conclusion that you're all full of shit. That's where I am on this. Mike, should we come back to the topic of my mental health? Should we check in on that? I mean, he's getting pretty animated. He's getting really, really animated. I am. Yes, I am. I mean, it's an animating time. There's a lot going on. Is there anybody in the audience who wants to defend the conservative legal view? I mean, I'm really curious. When I start when I start quoting the case law and the like the arguments, I mean, you're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised at the depth of my knowledge of this argument. I mean, this unitary executive theory has been of particular concern to me for a long time, and I started tweeting things out about it. I think in the early like 2010s when Obama was still president. I mean, it deeply concerned me that people like bought into this notion. I mean, it's been one of those like things that I've been like studying for quite some time, and I have come to the conclusion that the conservative legal perspective is I mean, it is what it is, right? It's the view of an oligarchical class that like believes that like capital should run the government. I mean, like, and by the way, like, I that doesn't mean that all capitalists believe that. I mean, you can be like a liberal capitalist, and like you can be like I'm not having an argument about capitalism, but I just want to like be clear, like you can be a capitalist and not want to be an oligarch. You could just like want to be a CEO that just runs your business and stays out of politics completely. Like you can be that person, but like, or you can be like, Peter Thiel, and like your entire purpose of your business empire is to take over the world, and so you can be that, right? And so I mean there is an opportunity for sort of like ethical distinction even among capitalists. I know the socialists won't agree with me on this, but like I will hold the line on this, right? I think Warren Buffett is and certain others like like are I don't think he's an oligarchical capitalist. I don't think the man wants political power. I don't think he does. Like I think the man from Omaha, uh you know and like that's like respectable. And so I mean, whether or not you think capitalism should be a system, right? Like I think we can all agree that like Warren Buffett is not like he's not the kind of capitalist that wants to be an oligarch. He doesn't like he's like just like a good guy. He's a good guy that's made a lot of money, right? And so I mean there's an ethical difference, and actually think about it. Peter Thiel and Elon Musk hate Warren Buffett. They destroy him. They despise him. They despise Bill Gates and the Gates Foundation, and the fact that that these like other capitalists could it's like, oh my God, can you believe these other capitalists who engage in philanthropy, right? That like actually like might like give a shit about like other people. Like my God, man. My God, what is this? What is this this nonsense? This like sense of noblesse oblige. Oh my God, this performative narcissistic nonsense, giving money away to people in need, trying to make the world a better place. My God, what the fuck is wrong with you, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates? Like, what the actual fuck? How are these? I mean, like the fact that like I mean that these people have become our cultural heroes, have become the cultural heroes of young men. Elon Musk. Now there's a man. There's a man. I, I mean, okay, so like you see what's happened here, right? As like we talk about this, right? Like a picture forms, right, about the state of our social world, which is that like up is down and down is up. That the people who just want to take everything for themselves, who literally just want to steal from us our entire futures, such that they can live forever, that they can have all the resources for themselves, and they can upload their minds into into robots, and become transhuman infinite warlords, of their galactic empires. Like those people have like become heroes for people. And I mean, what does that say about someone who could see such a person as a hero? I mean, it's not good. It's not a good thing. It's quite the indictment of our society, like morally speaking. It's like, oh, Mike's getting on his moral high horse. He thinks he's better than us. I do. I think I'm better than you, in like morally speaking. You may have more money than me. I may die alone because everyone just thinks I'm so insufferable. I don't care, but I think I'll be insufferable to the very end. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that thought for myself. Yes. Um, there's, I mean, like that's how I feel. That's how I feel. What have we gone over? Is there any topics we haven't covered? What should we cover? What topics? I mean, where should we go from here, guys? Like, I don't have any plans. I don't have any plans. We can talk about like whatever. Um, Yeah, I mean, here's the good news, right? Like we can take it back. The good people can take it back. I mean, like 5% of the population, if they were like me, if 5% of people were like me right now, like we'd have this fucker under control because like most people are cowards, including our enemies. Like if you had enough serious people show up at the gate and be like, "Listen, listen, I mean, listen to me, look into my eyes. I'm the captain now." If we said 5% of people like that, we would, it would, like, because I mean, they're cowards. They are cowards, right? Like, I mean, and so I mean, if you get enough people who just like don't give a fuck about like and realize that like I just like. I don't care. You can hold a gun to my head. I will not relent on this. Pull the trigger. I don't care. Like I'm done. I'm done with this conversation. We're going. Like this is at a certain point. At a certain point, this is just like what like the good. The good-natured people have to recognize. It's like we can either we can either die together or die apart, like at a certain level, right? Like, like, and you realize this, right? In this moment, in the eternal now, like what now? This is all you're ever going to have is this like current moment. As this current moment is all you have right now. It's all that's real. And so why not fill it with love? Why not fill it with love for like the world of our children, the world that we should make for them? We should make a better world for them. And if some of us have, and so like one should simply act like as one would act and to try and guarantee that future. And here's the thing, like I don't think any violence is needed at all, actually. These people are cowards. They're cowards. A peaceful march. Dare them. I dare them. I dare you to have your soldiers and police open fire on the good American people. I dare you to do that. I don't think you want to do that. I don't think the American people will scare of that. I think they will know what they need to do if that's what you do, Trump regime. Like, let's be very clear. Let's be very honest about that. No one's going to shoot any guns at anybody. And if you do that again, we saw what how the people of Minneapolis reacted after Renee Good and Mr. Pretty. Our collective hearts go out to them. Our American brother and sister. So I don't think we're not going to do that, right? We're not going to. So, like, I don't understand you fascist fucks, like how you think this is going to end. How do you think this is going to end? Do you think that like, I imagine we can just try to think through the pathology of someone like Mr. Miller and how he might be thinking in this moment of like how this is going to play out at the ultimate battle of that will sort of determine the the end of this political order, and this political order will end. We all understand this; it's coming. It's like what you're going to do is you think that like you're going to provoke the crowd. And then when the crowd gets provoked and starts throwing things, that this is going to somehow outrage the American people. And then they're going to think, well, yes, I understand why the soldiers had to mow down thousands of Americans in the streets because they were throwing things, you see. I mean, is that what you think? Is that how you think? I mean, I don't think that that's how the American people are going to react to that moment. I mean, God help you if you do. I mean, like I think we should peacefully arrange, uh, the removal of these criminals from power. But I mean, if you do that, I mean, I have faith in my American brothers and sisters I mean, that will not stand if that's what happens. So, I mean, and by God, I mean, if you're an American if you're in the armed services of our great nation, if you're a true patriot and you pull that trigger on the American people who are seeking a redress of their grievances before their government, if you ever do that, I mean, God help you. Um, I mean, these are serious. We should talk. We should talk about this. Should we check in on my mental health? That's how this got started, right? We had a conversation about my mental health, but a friend, not a friend really, just an acquaintance who was like worried about me. Has how's the audience doing? How's everyone doing? We're streaming on X, and really, I'm really looking forward to debating Curtis Yarvin. How do you guys think it's going to go? You think who do you think's going to win the debate? Who's your money on Mike Brock or Curtis Yarvin? Who's going to win? Who's going to win that debate? I mean, it'll be a pretty hostile audience. The audience will probably more be on Curtis's side than mine, like given the Bitcoin audience, but I don't care. I mean, like, the whole audience can boo me. I'll be there. I'll be there on stage. I mean, do I strike you as concerned about a hostile audience? I mean, I'm not. Is everybody enjoying the weather? Crazy weather? We're having crazy weather everywhere. Climate. It's like nothing. We're not talking about climate change. We should be. There's some concerning things happening in the Antarctic. I mean, I think when Miami is underwater in 10 years, I mean, it's gonna. We might generate some concern for this issue by then. We don't have serious conversations about serious things in this world. We are quite stupid. Oh, I'm just scrolling X. Just scrolling X. Hate scrolling X. This is me hate scrolling X. Looking for interesting things that have happened. Can we talk about how like this scam, like there's this scandal in California. This hospice scandal. It's like it's interesting. Like it looks like it's like actually like it's like a bad scandal, but like like the really interesting thing about it is like when you're like looking at like ground news or anything, CBS News, like Barry Weiss's stuff, like this is like I'm not saying like there's scandals that happen all the time across like the country, right? Like welfare scandals, like things like that. Like people, it's like we know this, right? Like we've become a very corrupt society. Like people were gaming the COVID PPP program, like everything. Like we have a country filled with fraudsters, right? Or we're becoming more like Brazil, more like India. So that's true, but like so you can find these scandals, right? Like Like, if you go looking for them, they're happening all the time, and they're happening in red states and blue states. And the red states, in many cases, like Texas, for example, is like way more. The bureaucracy of the Texas state government is way more corrupt than the bureaucracy of the California state bureaucracy. And I'm not saying there isn't corruption in the California state government. There is, and this is an example of it. But the point is like Barry Weiss is never going to like fucking cover a fucking corruption scandal in Texas. Like, she's not going to do that. Why is she doing this? Is because Gavin Newsom is like he's looking like a likely contender for the presidential nomination. And so what is she doing? She's like, we need to destroy this guy. He's like a potential threat to us. Like, people, we're worried. We're worried that people might be underestimating Gavin Newsom, and that like he could suddenly become really popular as things get worse. And so what are we doing? We need to tie a scandal to him. That's what we need to do. Like, that's like what Barry Weiss is doing. And like this idea that she's bringing balance back to the fucking news and no one can't fucking see this is going on. And it's like so fucking obvious. It's like, I mean, is she talking about like, you want to talk about a fucking public bureaucracy scandal? Like, talk about fucking Ken Paxton in fucking Texas. Why aren't you talking about Ken fucking Paxton? Like Jesus Christ. I mean, the fucking Republicans themselves impeached the motherfucker. Like, I mean, Barry Weiss is just like trying to like correct the bias in the media. Like, this idea that she's like, I mean, like what the fuck are we talking about? I have like friends in my life that think I just like that I like him, that like or like, I mean, like, and Coleman Hughes is a fraud too. Like, he's a fraud. Coleman Hughes is a fraud. Just like you just like fucking tell, just like his choice of guests, right? Like at any given time is just like consistent with like whatever fucking like, counter narrative that like Barry Weiss wants out there in the media. I mean, I can see through it. Like, I understand it. I can see these people's psychology much more clearly than they think I can. It's like, I don't care how smug and insufferable you think I am. I don't care. I mean, Trump, could I have taken Elvis in a fight? What? This is what he asks of a Graceland worker? I mean, yeah, this masculinity play that Donald Trump puts on that people buy into is really, I mean. Yeah, you people, I mean, people want to talk about COVID. I want to talk about COVID. We're talking about COVID. We should open that Pandora's box. I mean, that's the other thing in my life. I gotta take another brief break, and then we can keep going. We maybe have a conversation about COVID. We'll get into hydroxychloroquine, victormycin. We'll talk about these things. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Talk about some of my friends and how much they love Robert F. Kennedy Jr. That's an interesting object to talk about. I'm going to take a quick break because we've been going long. I'm going to make myself another coffee. But I'll be back if anyone wants to stay. If you want to stay on the stream, I might be 4 or 5 minutes, just while like I will go and just like recompose myself. But stay on the stream. We'll keep going. It's a special live stream today where I just like don't give a shit anymore, and we can just talk about anything really. Chat's open, so if anyone has any questions or proposed topics, but we'll talk about COVID when I come back. We'll reopen that box. I think it's time we're gonna have a conversation about we'll talk about vaccines and mRNA vaccines and all that fun stuff, and Wuhan conspiracies, the Wuhan like Institute of Virology. We'll have a conversation. We'll come back in just a little bit. And we're back. I know I said I wanted to talk about COVID. Actually, I was thinking while I was like pouring myself a coffee. Actually, I was one thing I want to discuss because, like I said, like I didn't have any plans. I'm just chatting with you. Um, um, with the listening audience. Now, if you're just like finding out who I am, I mean, my name's Mike Brock. I'm a former technology executive. Uh, I do public philosophy, and I write on my Substack, Notes from the Circus. So, subscribe if you're interested. If you're interested in in what I have to say, that's sort of like my more main port of call. I do a lot of writing. Talk about my writing a little bit now. Writing's my passion. Like it's like actually like been my number one love my entire life. Actually, I like I actually love writing. I lose myself in writing. People often like ask me the question. They're like, Mike, you clearly this this post was clearly generated by ChatGPT. It sounds like ChatGPT prose. I mean, this idea that look, I mean, the truth is, I do use Claude with my writing. Like, of course I do. Like as like a like I use Claude as like a note taking app. Actually, like I have a conversation with Claude as I sort of like collect my thoughts and yes, like I use like LLMs as like for brainstorming. But like my prose is like my own, like my choice of words, like my intonation. Um, uh like you can see like I speak like I write. So I mean I don't need LLMs like to write for me. I quite like writing. um so like I'm always by the way, I get a lot of those comments and you probably don't see them because I always delete them. Whenever I see like a comment on Notes from the Circus basically accusing my writing of being written by ChatGPT, often it sometimes comes from like educated people, like sometimes like people that like say they have like a PhD in their profile. And by the way, I've blocked all of those people. I've banned you from Notes from the Circus. Some of you, if you're listening now, you're like, wait, was that why I was banned? Yes, because you accused me of writing with ChatGPT. And I don't say anything to you. I've just been banning you. Because like fuck you, quite frankly. I mean, like you may say that's not nice, Mike. That's not free speech. It's like, well, this is. I mean, you're just insulting me, so you can go fuck yourself. When, like this is the thing, right? Like, I think I'm intellectually generous with people. If people want to ask me, if people want to like ask me like kind questions, I mean, I'm happy to. Uh, um, I'm happy to just like intellectually engage when people like come at me and they're like, Mike, this looks like it was written by ChatGPT. Okay, well, I see. I mean, like, I mean, one of the things actually that's interesting about how LLMs write and how I write, um, is that like I write in a lot of neoclassical prose, right? I love neoclassical writing. I'm talking neoclassically to you like right now, very deliberately because I like it. I love neoclassical prose. I'm sorry, I'm smug about it. Um, is that like um I mean, it's there's certain things, right, and just sort of like academic rigorous prose that sort of that LLMs like they emulate well because they're trained on a lot of academic phraseology, I talk in that world. And so yeah, so I mean in some senses, yeah, I can see why people think that like the way I speak or But I mean, I take that as a compliment, right? Because the LLMs are talking in that way because they've been trained upon like academic rigorous literature, and I'm speaking in an academic rigorous way. So thank you very much. Um, so yeah, so I mean, that's always fun. That's always fun, to have people sort of accuse me of using a large language model to think for me. I mean, I don't think large language models can think, so they certainly don't think for me. Although I do think they're fascinating inventions. I have a lot. I mean, I've written about this. I wrote two I think rigorous posts on my thoughts on like the nature of large language models and sort of the transformers back propagation model that these deep neural networks use. But I mean, like, people like accusing me of being Mike, you could just write with ChatGPT. You don't know what you're talking about. Mm. I'm making fun of this, right? I'm making the voice because I mean, and the accusation is made, of course, right? Like I think that people, when they do this, they're projecting their own insecurity. They're projecting their own sort of insecurity of their own ignorance, right? I mean, here's the thing, right, about like ignorance, right? Like the one thing that you should just like fucking just like get past in your fucking life, like this is my life advice to you, is actually you should be like me. Just don't give a fuck if you don't know something. I don't know. There's things I don't know about. Like what the fuck? I mean, I don't guys, I don't like look, I don't follow football. I don't know the first fucking thing about football. I am Des. I'm a baseball guy. I'm a baseball and a basketball guy. I follow baseball and basketball. I don't follow football. I watch the Super Bowl every year. It's like the only thing I fucking do. I'm sorry. It's like, but if you get into a conversation with football about me, I'm gonna be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who the players are. I'm like, so I mean, like, and so like, it's okay. It's okay to just like admit that you're ignorant of something, right? Like it's okay to like admit that like you don't know anything about like politics or geopolitics. It's okay to like admit that like you just like haven't done the work, that you don't understand, that like no, like listening to a few episodes of Joe Rogan does not invite you into the domain of being someone who should be generally thought of as having like a valid opinion on anything as it pertains to sort of like what we should do at a civilizational level. I mean, that's not enough of an education. I'm sorry. I mean, like you might think that, like Mike, that's very elitist. No, it's not. It's not elitist. We like. Here's the thing. If you're interested in how to make the world a better place and have a conversation with someone like me who's done a lot of the work, we can just have that conversation. You can see I'm a very patient man. I'm happy to sit here and have a discussion with you, and then you can develop a point of view, and then you can express it, and then I might actually respect what you have to say. I'm not trying to. This isn't elite gatekeeping. It's just like a recognition that that if you're going to have an opinion about something, that you should be able to sort of at least like understand what you're talking about, right? And having heard, a guest on Joe Rogan give you their sense of it, and then you sort of generalizing from that, and maybe not realizing that maybe someone like me actually would tell you that person doesn't actually know what they're talking about, and they more or less imagined all those explanations for the world, and now you're basing your worldview on it. Isn't that silly? So I mean, like this isn't elitism. This isn't elitism. This is just like being mature about like what one knows and does not know. Right? I talk about things that I know about. If I write about it, it's because I've read a lot about it. I've talked to experts in the field. I have friends who are experts in various fields that I write about, and I talk to these people, and like, I inure myself to the subject matter, to the domain expertise, such as it exists, and I gain an understanding. I gain what, like, I mean,
what general sort of high level viewpoints there are in the various sciences on like where people are sitting and their cosmological interpretations and their quantum interpretations and their economic interpretations. And like I follow that milieu, and I'm like aware of like the various like disputes in the field around things, various different competing theories, different economic theories, different theories about sort of different cosmological models. We talk about the lambda CDM model and how it's completely collapsed, right? We're having this crisis in cosmology. The Hubble tensions become a Hubble crisis. I mean, I pay attention to like all of these things. I mean, like, and I talk about them not because I think I'm a know-it-all, but because I have spent hours of my life. I bet you I read more in 1 week than most people read in a fucking year. I don't think that's an exaggeration. I think that's true. And so, I mean, like when you're going to come to me and like just like basically say that I'm being an elitist, I'm not an elitist. We can talk about all these things. I'm very patient. I'm happy to chat with anybody about like these things. And it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm full of myself. It's just that like I care about the truth. I like the truth. I like the truth. I think other people should like the truth. If people are like, Mike, I'm curious. I'd like to know about this thing you might know about. Will you tell me about it? And I'll be like, sure, absolutely. I'll share my knowledge with you. I'm very generous in this way, you see, right? This isn't elitism. I'm not trying to elite gatekeep, right? I'm not trying to say that, like, you don't have a right to an opinion. Everyone has a right to an opinion, but, like, I think one should be responsible in their opinions. Giving an opinion when you don't understand something is irresponsible. It's socially irresponsible. It's irresponsible because other people might mistake you for thinking you know what you're talking about, and then that might worsen the epistemic environment you see. And this is of course, I mean, the con artists, the Donald Trumps of the world understand this, right? This is the confidence game, the confidence trick. This is what people do. This is how people get so confused. And so then someone like Mike Brock, I was like, well, he's just being an elitist. It's like, no, I'm giving people the necessary knowledge that they need to navigate this world and recognize that some people are playing you for a fool. Some people are just sounding confident without knowing what they're talking about. And that like maybe you should grow what the word, there's a word here, discernment, some capability of moral and intellectual discernment to recognize that when this is happening, when someone says something that you know not to be true, and then you're like, well, wait a second, can I ask you a question here? You said that the mRNA vaccine reprograms our genes, that mRNA vaccines are genetic therapy. I want to stop you for a second on this because I happen to know a little something about how these cellular processes work, how the sort of the replication of DNA works, right? The DNA to RNA reaction in the cell, the protein, that doesn't make sense what you said, you see. It doesn't match up with my scientific understanding. So I want to stop you right there because you're saying this with such confidence, and then it sounds like plausible that mRNA vaccines are gene therapy. Wow, that sounds scary. And you say that so confidently, right? And then you go and vote for someone like Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who you think is like talking some truth. It's like, why won't the scientists admit the mRNA vaccines are gene therapy? It's like, well, because you see the way the protein folding sequences work in the cells with the way the DNA works is that our mRNA cannot translate through protein folding operations into deoxyribonucleic acid. It doesn't work in that direction, so that just can't be true. It's like, this is like what it means to have like read and like understand something, right? Like, do you guys think I just made that up? Do you think I made that up? Do you think I'm playing a confidence trick on you? Put it into an LLM. Call me out on it. I think. I mean, if you're a geneticist, I think you might be impressed that I was able to say that. Why? Because I've taken the time. I've taken the time to like read the literature on the subject. So I mean, so many people out there, like, Mike, why are you so insufferable? Humble yourself, Mike. Humble yourself. Maybe other people's opinions are true. Maybe. Certainly not that one. mRNA vaccines are gene therapy. That the myocarditis bout that we're having was not mostly caused by the virus itself, and not the relatively rare reaction to the mRNA vaccine. Even even though that's the truth, it's the truth of the matter. It's that the COVID virus itself did the most damage to create myocarditis in the population. But like we know this, like people who like actually like pay the fuck attention to these things in a careful way. Whatever. Someone asks me the question. Yeah, the scientific evidence. I don't think that this was a lab leak. I don't. I know why. Like, it's believable to me that if it was a lab leak, of course, the CCP would have covered it up, right? They would have tried to cover it up. I don't disagree with that. So it's like one of these problems is that that Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party, right? They're not exactly sympathetic creatures here, right? The conspiracy theories, in a sense, like read their character correctly. That of course they'd cover it up if it was a lab leak. Of course they'd try to cover it up. But then the question was it a lab leak? So like this is where like one kind of becomes sort of like confused, right? Because like it's like, you might know somebody who, like, of course they would rob the bank if given the chance. Of course they would, right? And then the bank gets robbed, and then you assume, well, of course it's the guy who would rob, the guy that I know who would rob the bank that did it. You're a fool not to think that. But then you finally see the security camera footage, and it's not the guy; it was actually someone else. But like, people get really confused about this, right? They project onto their enemies, right, this sense of sort of like they become like they're first in line to blame for anything that happens. You see, this is a cognitive distortion. This is how demagoguery works. I'm explaining to you I'm explaining to you the political psychology of stupid people all around you. But they're like, Mike, you're a fool. You're like buying into the establishment narrative. Listen to you and your establishment narrative. Which is crazy. I'm like so anti-establishment right now. Like, fuck the establishment, fuck everyone, fuck all the CEOs, fuck the politicians. I'm not defending the establishment. I'm just defending what's true, what I think is true. Like, if you think I'm wrong, I want to hear your arguments. So when I hear you, knock some sense into me, humble me with your superior take on things. I want to hear all about it. I want to hear all the ways in which the things I've missed, right? Get into ChatGPT right now. It's really cool. One thing I recommend that you do, I invite you all to do this. I'm sorry. Like, you can now have just download my video, and you can actually, there's transcription. There's a transcription that we'll do when we post this on Notes from the Circus. I'll post it for you, and then you can paste the transcript into ChatGPT or Claude, and then you can be like, "Where did Mike lie?" We'll see that. We'll have a discussion about that. So, yeah. Like I said, we're having a special live stream today because this all started. For those joining late, I decided to start streaming live because we had someone reach out to me. You see, they were concerned. They were concerned for the state of my mental health. And perhaps I'd lost it, that I'd become unhinged. We talked about that. And so if you've joined late, I suggest when the recording goes up, I think it's worth sort of hearing my thoughts on the subject. I do want to remind people, though, that like, I put a warning out there that if you want to talk about the state of my mental health, either privately or publicly, I'm going to rhetorically destroy you right here, right now, in this space. We'll get a live stream going as soon as that happens, and we're going to have a conversation about what I think about you in a very public way. Because here's the thing: we're not going to be gaslit anymore. We're just not. We're not going to do that. We're not going to pretend that I'm the crazy one for noticing what's in front of my face. What are the things that I notice? What do I notice right now? Well, one thing I notice is that this war is illegal. that it violates the Constitution, that Donald Trump is a criminal, that he is lying, that he is senile, that he is mad, that he is a narcissist. All of this is true. And the Republican Party is pretending like everything's okay. And you think that's normal. This is just normal politics. And Mike, you're just overreacting. Like, when I mean, this is what I noticed. You're the crazy one, not me. I'm noticing what's actually happening. I'm noticing what my fellow human beings are doing. You're failing to notice like very obvious things that are putting you you and your children, for those of you who have children, they're in danger. They're in great danger, you see. And like, so you want to talk about my mental health. I mean, my God, my friend, I mean, take some mushrooms or LSD or do some DMT or ayahuasca. Like, I don't know what you need to do to wake yourself up. I mean, fuck, I don't know. But I mean, like, my friend, you are completely like failing to see the reality of the threat of your impending doom. I mean, I don't mean to be an alarmist, but fuck, man. I mean, the damage that this energy shock is going to do to the global economy is just like next level. We've got more people coming in. We've been going for a while now. Wow, we're going up on 2 hours. Talking for 2 hours. Just looking at the socials for seeing what people are doing. We know this is a coup, right? We should talk about our friends in Ukraine, right, are having some successes. This is one good thing. That we can celebrate in this moment, is that it does appear that the Russian war effort is starting to crumble, and that the Ukrainians are starting to, with their innovative, drone warfare. They're fighting these fascist motherfuckers at their Eastern Front back, and they're starting to make gains on the battlefield. They're starting to inflict real harm. The internet is basically off in Russia right now because the regime is afraid of the people rising up against Putin. So in this moment, our brave Ukrainians, the Ukrainian people are serious people. We love the Ukrainian people, right? Slava Ukraina, right? We love them. We love Ukraine. They're actually fighting for decency in the world, unlike most people, unlike the people who think I should calm down, who are quite unserious people. So we salute you, Ukraine. I, Mike Brock, salute the Ukrainian people for fighting what is right and just at this time. I see you making gains on the battlefield, and I want you to know that I stand with you and I salute you. I salute you, that I praise you, that the history books shall record that the brave Ukrainian people stood at the front lines of this global fascist threat and fought it back, largely on their own, because we decided that we would give them just enough weapons to barely survive, but with their own sweat and grit and their own sense of self-respect and human decency and some little bit of a moral imagination, the Ukrainian people fought. They fought back. They fought and they died. They put down their lives by the hundreds of thousands to fight back these fascist motherfuckers that some of you pieces of shit fellow citizens would just have them be like, well, why wouldn't they just give Russia the land it wants? I mean, fuck you. Seriously, fuck you, you pieces of shit. I mean, the brave Ukrainians fight at this very moment against these fascist foes, and not one of those lives is wasted. Not one of those lives is wasted. The sacrifice of these brave men, and they're willingly fighting. I mean, you look at polls, 90% of Ukrainians support continuing this war. They are willingly giving their lives, and I hear their voices. I hear their voices screaming from their last breath that we continue this fight and we keep fighting these motherfucking fascists. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I mean, you want to try? You want to try and convince me? You want to tell me that those Ukrainians who are I mean, most of them have volunteered, believe it or not. Volunteers at the front lines, including the foreign legion, the soldiers from across the world who've joined the Ukrainian Foreign Legion to fight, as Mr. Orwell, as Mr. George Orwell did in the Spanish Civil War. You know, there was at the beginning of this war, there was a you know, there was a reporter who was standing at the border between Poland and Ukraine, and there were people walking in. They were walking into Ukraine. It was a Canadian man. It was a young Canadian man, and he was asked by this young woman reporter. He says, like, why are you going and going to like risk your life, risk your life like this to go fight? And this young man, he looks at this woman reporter, he looks her straight in the eye, and he says, wars are won by people who show up. And he walked across the border. I mean, I don't know what happened to the man. Maybe he's still fighting. Wars are won by people who show up. Indeed, indeed. Should we check in on my mental health? I mean, I've broken down in tears in front of you. Look at this. Oh. Anywho, why so serious, Mike? Why are you being so serious? Why are you taking this so seriously? Why don't you calm down? Like, fuck you, fuck you. Literally, fuck you. I mean, let me tell you this right now. If anybody doubts that, like, if this nation were invaded by a foreign foe that came to take our freedom, if you think I wouldn't that I wouldn't like be first in line to volunteer to fight these motherfuckers off, you have nothing coming. I don't know about you, but like, I mean, like, I actually care about I care about this shit. Unlike you, fuck you. You know, I mean, I'll just like fucking say it at this point, man. I know that if the Russian initiative, military initiative, were to fail, as it appears to be failing, that people think it would be insane for Ukraine to march on Moscow, but I don't. I mean, I'd go all the way. Maybe I'm crazy like that after what they've done, but at this point, what do you want me to say? You want me to defend international norms at this fucking point? I mean, are you fucking kidding me? These fascists, my God. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. How long we been going now? 2 hours? How are we hanging in? Are people enjoying this? Are having fun? Do I entertain you? Are you not entertained by the fact that I just like don't give a fuck right now? That I'm just telling you what I think? This is what I think. Maybe you're like, maybe being a little bit too performative right now, Mike. This performative. Maybe you should dial down the performativeness of your. Maybe then we'd take you a little bit seriously. Well, I mean, thing is that we all perform, don't we? We either perform to conceal or to reveal. Do you think that like What do you think I'm doing right now? Am I revealing or concealing? What am I concealing? What's my game? What am I trying to do? Am I trying to get people's money? I haven't asked for people's money. I've lost money on this endeavor, like leaving my career. I don't think that's what I'm doing. Is that what I'm doing? I don't think so. Um, is it my ego? Is it just like I just like have some sort of sense of like wanting to be proven right? Um, no, no. I'm quite frustrated that I'm doing this at all right now. There's like a part of me that's like, what the fuck am I doing? Why do I feel compelled to do this? Why has the world? I don't think that's not quite right. That's not quite right. That's not why I'm doing this. Um, okay, so we come to another possibility as to like why I'm this way, why this is my mental emotional disposition. Maybe it's that I actually believe that what I'm saying is true and that I care. But so that let's do this. Let's go deep into the psychology. Let's be introspective. Let's do the thing that Mark Andreessen can't do. Let's ask the question like further, that like maybe then if I what might be wrong is that my care is like somehow misplaced, that therefore I'm overreacting to a threat that's not real, or that the threat that I think I apprehend is somehow um, out of scale with the emotional response, my affect as I'm presenting it to you, whether you think it's performative or real. And is that true? I don't think so. I don't think so. Although the microphone is open to anyone who would like to propose anything that I might consider. I'm a good Bayesian. I will update my priors upon hearing a good argument. Stuart S. asks a philosophical question. How is it that for thousands of years all over the world, we humans continue to elect some of the worst possible leaders, murderers, liars, absconders, scoundrel, morally depraved in any meaningful way? What is wrong with us? This is a great question. It's a great question, Stuart. Thank you for the question. Question comes out to us from Substack land, right? Like, why do we continue doing this? Why do we pick leaders like Donald Trump? Well, I mean, here's the unfortunate answer: because we're stupid. We're stupid. Not stupid like in the sense that like we're genetically predisposed to be stupid. I don't believe that, actually. I think that I think that most people have a lot more intellectual capacity in them than they give themselves credit for, if they just were able to stop distracting themselves in with stupid things in the world, and they were able to just like slow down and pay attention to what's right in front of them, and they were able to practice some discernment. I mean, you see this, right? Like when people, who've gone through their entire life like an idiot, and then they have like a spiritual awakening, and then like you meet them 5 years later and they're articulate and beautiful, and you're like, wow, you used to be stupid. I mean, you've met people like this in your life. It's possible. Like, I don't think that like people are destined to be dumb. Like, I do think that I do think that like a lot of people, I'm not going to engage in the soft bigotry of low expectations. Like, I think you're responsible for yourself. You can educate yourself better about the world, right? You can stop sneering at someone like me for using big words, and maybe you can open up a dictionary and learn what those words mean. Like, maybe it could be enlightening to you. Then maybe it would allow you to understand those Wikipedia articles a little bit better. And then maybe from that, like, you might actually then start to see through all of the con jobs that are being done upon you. So I mean, like, I don't approach this as thinking that people are inherently stupid. I don't think people are inherently stupid. I don't care how old you are or how young you are. I have seen people, right, like that, that have spiritual awakenings that like go from being complete doofuses and complete bimbos to like quite articulate people, right? Like, I've seen it happen. I know it's possible. You just have to slow down and stop acting stop like basically chasing like stupid, like dumb material things, and like watching reality television, and actually maybe sit down and read a book. Like, read Lord of the Rings, read like fucking like Harry Potter. Like, I don't know what it is. Just do something meaningfully more intellectual And I promise you the rewards that will come to you. I can't, like, I am not being elitist. This is not elitism. Like, there is a like a world of inner peace that is available to you if you just like stop, get off the fucking treadmill and stop acting like these like TikTok engagement algorithms, all this shit, this fucking like influencer culture. What the fuck? Get rid of this. Like, I swear to God, like, I am not the one. I am not saying, I don't think that MAGA people are inherently dumb. I think they are dumb by choice. They are choosing to be dumb by focusing on the wrong things. And I'm going to say this to you, and you can call me an elitist. You can say, oh my God, listen to this California liberal. He's full of himself. Okay. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, I am not engaged in the soft bigotry of low expectations. I am not calling you flyover country. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying that, like, I have hope for you. I think it's possible if you actually slowed down, admitted that you don't know what the fuck, you clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because you voted for Donald Trump thinking you know what the fuck you thought you knew what you were talking about. And so you voted for him thinking you knew what you were talking about. And then the whole world blew up. And so you now have this data point that you should sort of bring on board in your brain. You should be like, well, what evidence might there be that I don't know what I'm talking about? Well, I did think that Donald Trump would improve the economy, and that didn't happen. I did believe that maybe he would end these wars, and that didn't happen. So maybe, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Like, would that be so? I mean, would that be so hard? Would that's too hard to admit that? I mean, seriously, I can see them right now. Like, Mike thinks he's a know-it-all. He's a know-it-all. Look at him. Will someone shut him up? Will he keep going? I mean, so, I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think I'm the unreasonable person here. I think everything I'm saying is perfectly reasonable. What's unreasonable with anything I've said? Have I said anything unreasonable? What have I said that's not reasonable? Is there any accusations of unreasonableness that anyone in the chat wants to bring forward? We could talk. Like I said, there's no plans here. We're just going. This is a special live stream from Notes from the Circus. Mike Brock here. If you're just joining, if you're just learning me, I'm learning about me, who I am, why am I talking into this microphone, into this internet. I'm looking at the chat right now. I'm a former tech executive, write a Substack and Notes from the Circus. Subscriptions are appreciated. Subscriptions are love. Free or paid subscriptions are considered love by me, so please subscribe. Anyways, so I do think that, like, people need to start thinking about what they're. I mean, times are going to get really tough, guys. Like, food's going to get really expensive. Energy's going to get really expensive. Like, I'm really worried. I mean, guys, we're going to have refugee crises all around the world. Africa's not going to have enough food. That's like, guys, we're going to have famines. Those famines are going to create migration crises. Those migration crises are going to cause, like, right-wing reactions in the Western world, and then the Nazis are going to be like, oh my God, look at all the black people from Africa coming here. We need Nazis now to stop this. I mean, this is like where things are going. We've lost our fucking minds. This food crisis that we're heading into, it's insane. I mean, honestly, MAGA voter, like, you should just admit that you don't know what you're talking about. Like, if you think I'm being insufferable, if you think I'm being like, I need to humble myself, fuck you. Fuck yourself. Do not tell me to humble myself. Don't do that. We had my friend. So for those of you joining, we started this podcast. That's not really a podcast. It's a live stream. With the notion that that my mental health might be in question. Like, some people have reached out. Some people have DM'd me. Like, a particular person reached out this morning, and they wanted to know if I was okay. So we talked about that. I mean, I suggest like we'll post the stream. We'll post the stream. And we for those who want to hear what I had to say about whether or not I'm okay. We got deeply philosophical, right? We did some philosophy there. We went into that. So we're just here. There's no plans. It's a special live stream. Seeing what's going on. The war continues to rage in the Middle East. The illegal and unfunded war that's somehow happening outside the auspices of any normal interpretation of the Constitution that our ancestors would have understood to be true about its meaning. But that doesn't seem to matter to anybody now, does it? No one's. I mean, Congress is not doing anything as far as I can tell. No one's serious about this. The Supreme Court's not serious. Congress is not serious. Where are the serious people? People will get serious. I mean, like when they start realizing that, getting food on the table for their children is in question, they'll get serious very quickly. Maslow's hierarchies of needs starts becoming more of a very important thing to consider when understanding the sociological landscape of the psychological landscape of of a world like that. That will focus their mind, I think. Be interesting. I'd be interested to play this back in a year. And like, yeah, I see. We'll see. Did Mike see? Now that we've seen what happened, was Mike crazy? This Reagan Caucus account on Twitter, it's so fucking run by Marco Rubio or his like people. There's no way it's not. The Reagan Caucus, the new Reagan Caucus on X, it's a Marco Rubio front op. It's a psyop by Marco Rubio. Just so everyone knows. You guys can't trick me. You can't trick me. I can see through the propaganda. I have propaganda X-ray. People on the right think that like I'm captured by propaganda. I'm not captured by propaganda. But they are. They keep thinking that Trump might be serious this time. I mean, I'm captured by propaganda. So where's everyone joining us from in the chat? Tell me where everyone is. We have some international people here from across the United States. We have where is everyone? Tell me in the chat. Got someone in Costa Rica, Massachusetts. Hey, Costa Rica. I was in Nosara, Costa Rica last year before Trump was inaugurated. It was my last international trip, actually. Got someone from Berkeley, Texas, Delaware, an island in the Pacific Northwest. Got someone in Ventura County here in California, north of Los Angeles. Manuel Antonio in Costa Rica. Someone in the Czech Republic. How are our international listeners, viewers perceiving America these days? Can't be great. I can't imagine this looks good from the outside. I mean, on the inside, it doesn't look good. But I mean, it's like it's one of those things. Do I look as bad as I feel? So How are people how are people thinking about my mental health? I know that some of my friends and colleagues are probably still worried, as we know. I think my mental health is where are we at? Where are we at on that? Where's this? Are we going to stage an intervention against Mike? Is he like lost his marbles? Have they fallen out? Are they on the floor? No, no. Okay, well. Ah, I'm going now for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is cathartic. This is great. I recommend this for everybody. It's just like, you know what? Just like get the camera going and just talk into the internet. Just tell them what you think. Don't put a filter on it. I'm not thinking before I speak. I mean, I'm just thinking, I mean, honestly, you're hearing my inner monologue right now. It's just coming out as I think. I'm not like, I have no plans. I have no plans. I'm just telling you what I think. Um, um, what's going on? What's going on? We got, what's going on in the insane world of the talking heads? Charlemagne says people will party like Mardi Gras when Trump dies. This will, I agree with him. I think that will happen. I think I will celebrate. I will celebrate. I'll be there. I'll be on the streets. I'll be dancing on the street all night. That's what I'll be doing. Absolutely. Will I dance on his grave? Yes, yes, I will. And I'm opposed to him having a state funeral. I will protest his state funeral if our if our government sees fit to give him one. I don't think he deserves it. I think he should be denied that. Mike, that's partisan. You're being partisan when you say that. That's not fair to the right. What are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Lindsey Graham's a closet homosexual. I know I'm not supposed to say that as a straight man. But he is. Just thought everyone should know. I don't care. I mean, I actually think that his closet homosexuality like has negatively affected his ability to see clearly. This like secret he keeps bottled up. I'm sure that it's used by people to manipulate him. Like, because when you're like ashamed of a secret and you don't want it to come out, it means like other people can use that against you, and then you become too afraid of upsetting people that you think will spill your secret, and then that lets them control you. And that's like there's probably a lot of that going on with Lindsey Graham. And like we talk about this openly, not because I'm like trying to like basically like be offensive to anybody in the LGBTQ community or anything like that, but just like, I mean, like the guy's getting people killed, right? So we need to be like really honest about like people like the sort of the psychological landscape of Lindsey Graham, and that's clearly what's going on. We should just talk about it. We know this. Everyone knows it's true, right? We should just like we should bring this conversation to the front, right? It's like shocking. What's Mike talking about? This is shocking. He's violating these like really important social norms by talking about this out loud. I mean, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care what you think about me. I dare you to call me homophobic, though. Try that. Try. I will rhetorically destroy you if you do that. I'm literally I don't care. I don't care if you're on the left or the right. If you call me anti-Semite, homophobic, transphobic, I'm done. I'm done. I will fucking destroy you. I mean, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. If you want to impugn my character, I'm sorry. I'm going to defend my character with such rhetorical precision that like you will regret ever having uttered my name. Just be careful. Be careful about that. I will not accept. I will not accept the the I will not be. I will me not be told that I'm a bigot subconsciously or otherwise. That's not something that I will be told by fucking any human being. I don't care who you are. If that sounds too strident for you, then I suggest you pick a number and get in line, and then when I call you up to the counter, you can kiss my ass. How does that sound? Does that sound like a
we'll set up an office for that. I'll set up an office here in LA where you can get a number to stand in line and kiss my ass. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do for people who suggest I have some sort of bigotry towards any social group. It's not a thing. I mean, seriously. I mean, maybe like the virtuecrats of the left. I mean, I'm done with them. I mean, guys, can we just like talk about how like woke liberals like fucking terrorized me when I was like an executive? Like it was just terror. These people are terrifying. These virtuecrats on the left who just like basically are like, that word you used, Mike. I don't think you understand that there's a racial history associated with that word. And I'm like, okay, I understand. I'm not saying you're wrong, but like, why are we? Could you send me a memo? Do we really have to have a 20-minute discussion in a little cubicle about this? What are we talking about? Like, I mean, I'm sorry if this offends people. But I mean, like, guys, it has to be said. It was just crazy. And I don't care at this point. I'm just telling you what I think. And if you think I have a bigoted bone in my body, I'm sorry. I'm just like, I can't take it anymore. Left or right, I don't care. I mean, if you think I'm fascist sympathetic, or you think that like or you think that like I would lend my voice to any bigotry, that I would like play into some right-wing narrative, I mean, are you fucking kidding me? Like, fuck you. I just had it. I just had it with this nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. I see that somebody's upset that I'm being self-absorbed right now. I mean, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think. Leave this place. I'm getting something off my chest. The world's imploding right now, and like, you don't have to be here. I don't care. Goodbye. I will not be shamed. I will not be shamed. You can't shame me. This is not a thing. Anyways, so I mean, I'm still gonna do the we'll do the regular 4 p.m. Pacific thing, I guess. We'll be a little more structured. With that. So I guess we'll wrap this one up for now. I think I've like run out of steam. I need to have a coffee. I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna do some meditation. I meditate every day. I don't know if I tell people this. And then we'll be back at 4 p.m. For my sort of main daily stream that I'm doing, to talk more about the day's events. This one has just been sort of just like free floating thoughts, because someone pissed me off, and I wanted to let off some steam by having a very public conversation with them without mentioning their name. And one thing led to another, and here we are, 2.5 hours later. Thank you, everybody, for joining me, and see you for those who want to return for the 4 p.m. show. I'll be here. Thanks, everyone.